Hi. Sorry I'm late. As you can see, I just jumped out of the shower, although I don't know why. It's so hot out here, I'm going to be wet in a couple seconds. I've got a lot of things I want to talk to you guys about. I'm trying to figure out where I should sit. Is anybody there? You've probably all gone away because I didn't show up when I was supposed to. That's a message. Hi, Joy. Okay, so I'm going to show you where I'm at. I'm under a tarp in here. And like I said, I'm trying to figure out where the best lighting would be so that I could... That's not good. I guess I'll just sit where I was. Hi. Okay, so I'm going to address several different things right now. I am going to make a personal statement because... And I've been wondering if I should, if it was inappropriate, and I have to. So I'm going to try and keep it as I don't know, private as possible for being so public, which is kind of awkward. This clearly has to do with my twin soul. This whole message has to do with twin souls. I woke up this morning, first of all, I had dreams all night last night, and they showed me a lot of things happening, and I woke up scared because I saw it as reality, and I think it was symbolically showing me something. Could have been reality in his life, but it was symbolically showing something as well, because there's always the same thing that's going on. It's what we all have to recognize, that when there are things that are going on in our lives, in reality, there are also symbolic meanings to everything that happens. Everything is connected. There's nothing that happens by chance, and everything is connected. Pay attention to your animals. My cat Lily, I kept going back and forth about who my cat Lily was. Is it me? Is it him? Is it me? Was it him? And sometimes it morphs, but it's him. And Lily wasn't eating, and she's gotten so thin, I felt like she was dying. I was so scared, and I was literally hand feeding her, putting food in my hand and putting it up to her mouth, and that's the only way that she would eat. So I feel like what it's telling me is that I need to basically hand feed him this information. I have to do this. So I'm worried about her, and I recognize that Lily has go in, baby. It's hot out here for her. She wants out so bad. She's so tired of being caged in, and that's me too. I'm caged in here, and I can't freaking handle it. Even though it's hot, I gotta get out here. The thing with the twin souls, I'm gonna segue back and forth. Civil. Yeah, it's definitely civil. A civil court. The civil court that I'm looking at is family. So I wake up this morning after this dream, and it was intense. I literally wrote to my girlfriend, and I just said, you know, tell me this is symbolic. What do you pick up from this? And about what I was shown, and I didn't give her details of who and names and stuff, but the situation. And, you know, when you wake up from a dream, you're still in it, you know, and my dreams are very, very lucid, and I see who's in the dreams, and so that's why it's difficult for me. But then I realized I was watching him watch back my day, and I was watching how he perceived what he was seeing. I got up in the middle of the night. Liger couldn't get into his cat box. Liger would represent me. Liger couldn't get into his cat box, and he inappropriately peed. So that's probably me. I inappropriately peed, which is expressing myself, which is probably what I'm doing again right now. So I got up in the middle of the night, and because the door was shut, the door was shut, so he couldn't get to his cat box to release. So it's like the door is shut on me, and I can't get to where I need to express myself to who I need to express it to. So I'm just letting it out, because it's the only way I can do it. And so I wasn't mad at Liger. There's nothing he could do. He couldn't fit into that cat box. It's too small for him. And so in the middle of the night, I'm cleaning up. You know, it's like, God, I don't know what time it was, but I'm washing the floor, and I'm picking up the box, and I'm going over to this sink, and there's water splashing, and I'm pouring down disinfectant on the floor. And in my dream, I watched my twin, and it was like a house was on fire, and he was watching they were setting the house on fire, basically with gasoline, and he was watching it spill, and he was panicking, and I was interesting how I was watching, and yet I was thinking to myself, it's true. The situation is reached a critical stage, and things need to be expressed. And so what I was shown, I'm going to show you guys again. See my black eye? You can see it a little bit better now. I was trying to understand why that happened. Why did that happen? What was the message in that? And it's so funny because people get upset with me, and my daughter says to me, Mom, there's not a message in everything. Yes, there is. Yes, there is. Everything happens for a reason, and there's a message in everything. And if I'm going to get a black eye and be hurt that bad, it hurts really bad. You guys probably think, oh, it's just a little black eye. I've got makeup on, and that's as much as I can cover it. It's black. It goes down to here. It goes all the way down. It's swollen. It hurts. It's been 3 days, and there's a reason for it. Why did it happen to me? So I was angry. I told you guys I was pissed off at my landlord because he keeps turning that light off, and we've had this discussion about not turning that switch off. Now, think about my twin is my landlord. Okay? This is our house. We live in the same house. We are connected. And I was angry at him for flipping off the switch, the light switch, which caused me to hurt myself. I couldn't see where I was going, and I got hurt, and I was angry at him. So it goes back to what happened to with my twin and I. And I'll explain this, and it all ties together. I already know this, but maybe he doesn't. That's why I'm saying it. And maybe he does. And if he does, and he doesn't want me to say this, then he needs to speak up. So I haven't spoke. I didn't want to fight with him, my landlord. I made it very clear. This is, and I said to my twin at the time, I'll go back and explain this. My twin was going through a lot. He was having a very difficult time. He was going through a difficult time. We were good. But what was going on with him, he was having something that he was dealing with that was very traumatic. But we were good. He had to go away. I let a year go by, and I kept writing. I kept contacting him, letting him know I'm here. I'm not going to leave you. It's going to be okay. Just whatever. I didn't understand a lot of what I was seeing because, as I said, a lot of it was symbolic, and I didn't know, and so I was worried. And I received an email from somebody else at the company. And I remember him saying to me at one time, don't write there, they'll get weird. They'll get weird, that's my work. So I didn't. But after a year, I wrote, and I didn't write to the work. I wrote to his personal email address. But someone answered, and it wasn't him. And they said something to me. They told me something that I knew was not true. And I said, look, I've known him 20 years. This is my friend. We have a history. This is his private email. If he has this to say to me, he'll say it himself. And you tell him if he wants to say this to me. And they got very angry at me. And they came back, and at first I said, okay, I'm sorry, I didn't realize. And then I went back and I thought, wait a minute, this is a personal email address. This isn't a business email address. So then I went back like the rabid pit bull I am and said, I don't know who you are, but this is a personal email address. This has been my friend for 20 years, and if he had something that he needs to say to me, he'll tell me himself. And so the person didn't like what I said, and they came right back at me and said, don't write back here. And anyway, it was pretty brutal. So I didn't write back. And I was shown before it happened what was going to happen. Spirit already showed me that it wasn't him, and that what was said was not the truth. Now, I'm just going to kind of move forward. I did say to this person, if he has something to say to me, he will tell me himself. And so I didn't write to that address anymore, but I wrote to him at a different place. And I received, 3 days before, I received a dream, a very, very vivid dream, and they showed me what was about to happen. And I was told, this is what's going to happen, this is what's going to be said. Relax, it isn't him. Relax, you need to calm down. But when it happened, it hurt me. I felt like I was punched, and that's what I wrote back. I said, I feel like I was punched. How could you say this to me? Because my ego couldn't accept what Spirit was showing me. I couldn't accept the reality of that Spirit, that I was getting information that wasn't coming from a physical source. I was getting information that was coming from a spiritual source, even though it was very, very accurate, and it showed me exactly what was going to happen before it happened. My ego took over, and so I wrote him back and said, how can you say this to me, and blah, 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 blah. Now remember, this looks like I've been punched, right? But I haven't been punched. After this happened with my landlord, I just pulled back. I didn't want to fight with him. I didn't want to fight anymore. I just wanted to leave it alone. So I haven't spoken. So today I came out on my patio, and it's been all, you know, I haven't been out here. Lily hasn't been outside. She wants out so bad. There was dirt and leaves and cobwebs and dust from the wind, and everything was a mess, and I thought, I'm going to clean this house up. Now think about that. This is our house, our physical house. So I'm getting my house in order, and I'm doing what I need to do to get my house in order. So this is me speaking. This is me taking it upon myself to use my platform to do what I need to do to reach my twin, because his email has been compromised and I won't write to him there. So I come out here on my patio and I rearrange things. I repotted things. I put new plants out. I changed things around. I moved things around. I put things in the areas where they should be. And as I was doing this, my mind, when you start doing that kind of work, things start connecting. So I called my landlord and I said, look, I need to hose this deck off. I said, can you bring a hose up here for me? And that's the first contact that we've had since this happened. And he said, I need to tell you something. And I said, okay. And he said, because I refused to fight with him. I didn't want to fight with him. I mean, the fact is, I'm in pain. I have a black eye. It wasn't cool. And he said, when my accountant left, she turned the light off. She switched the light switch off. She told me. I didn't know. She wasn't aware that she did it either. When she was going out, she was trying to, there's like a row of switches, and she was trying to figure out which switch to use to go out. And by doing so, she flipped all the switches around, so she turned the light switch off. He didn't do it. I already know that the person who wrote to me was my twin, I almost said my husband, my twin's accountant, the one who does the books. I already know who the person is that does the books. This was my landlord's accountant who flipped the switch. This is just more confirmation for me of who did it. But as he said, she didn't realize that she did it. He had no idea. And I already know that my twin had no idea what was done. Now, I do know that it went past that. And a letter was written to me that was not from him. And they sent it as it was from him. That was not done by mistake. I don't know if that was done by the same person, but I do know that the first person who did what they did, it was as though they shut a switch off. And remember, I told you I got so upset. I was trying to get to the gym. I was so upset. I was trying to put my hair back. Your hair represents your ideas and your thoughts. My hair tie snapped and broke. When the light switch was flipped off, when they wrote that, when they did that, it broke a tie between him and I. And it caused great pain and upset. It caused him to go forward and do other things. I don't know what else was said to him. I do know. I'm not going to tell you. I saw things. But I do believe that the person who did that didn't realize what they were doing because they didn't know who I was. I feel they were trying to protect him. They didn't realize who I was, and they didn't realize the damage that they had caused, and he had no idea. So I'm not angry at that first person for doing that. They were either... And then what I was shown later... That what was written was they were asked to do it. It was beyond. It was almost as though someone in higher charge, someone above them, gave them an order, and they had to do it. So because I heard someone said, I don't want to sign my name to this, it makes me look like a criminal, and I didn't do anything. So somebody was coerced into doing something. So the first original person is not to blame. They were pressured or threatened, or I don't know what it was. All I know is that it broke a tie between my twin and I, and it caused great pain, and I was punched, and it wasn't okay. So that was just confirmation for me. I'm giving it out again today. I've already been shown this, that I'm going to shoot my mouth off. I'm going to say all this, and somebody's going to be saying, God, she's got so much information, we're going to have to shut her down. And I hope that happens. But that's what I was going to say. The next thing and so that's out there. So the next thing I'm going to say is about twin souls. I am a twin soul facilitator. I've known my twin soul for 20 years. I didn't know he was my twin soul until 5 years ago. He knew before me. He told me. I was confused at the time. I didn't understand a lot of the stuff that I was going through. Twin souls come together, they connect, and then they pull apart. That's all they're meant to do, is come together and make that initial connection. When that happens, something is ignited. That's the real, and then they come together again, quite a long time later. I'll answer questions in a minute. I don't want to lose my thought. years later, for us it was 10 years that went by. I never knew that I would see this man again. I knew that there was something so incredibly powerful between us, and I didn't understand what it was. I wasn't on my spiritual path at that time. But when I met him again 10 years later, it was as though I had the breath knocked right out of me. It was so intense and so powerful. But he wasn't ready. I wasn't ready either. But the connection was there again. And so what happens is, that's what happens again. You come together again and you reconnect, and the bond forms tighter. And then you pull apart again, because it's all about growth, and you have to learn. There's life path lessons that we have to learn. And if we came together at that time, we wouldn't have stayed together, because we wouldn't have been strong enough. But each time you come together with your twin soul, it reignites that bond, and it strengthens it, and it reconnects you more in a stronger way. I was going to say a stronger dimension, but that probably too. And so then another, I don't know, for us, it was probably 6 or 8 years, 6 years that went by again, and he found me. And as I said, I'd had my awakening, and he had too. He said, wow, I've had my awakening. My third eye, my pineal gland. I couldn't believe it. I couldn't believe that this man that had just had this hold over my heart for so long, and I had totally gone on this spiritual path now, had also gone on this spiritual path. I didn't realize that it's because he's your twin soul, and you guys, we reawakened at the same time. He, at the time, when with the time that we came together, we were at the same level, at the same vibrational frequency. He explained it to me. I didn't understand what was going on. I felt I was supposed to be connected somewhere else, but the connection between us was undeniable. And I said, I'm vibrating. My body is literally vibrating. What is happening? And he said, mine is too. He says, because we are connecting. We are on the same vibrational frequency. We were at that time even. We were at the same place spiritually on our path, so that we could come together. But I went full bore on my spiritual path. That's my life's work. He had to work another job. He had other things that he was doing, other things in his life. Also, when twin souls come together, it reawakens past life memories. It reawakens childhood traumas. Everything that we have yet to face reawakens when you come together with your twin soul. So I started having prophetic dreams about his life, and I would tell him. I didn't realize that I was then triggering things in his life and bringing things to the surface and it would hurt him. It would cause problems for him. But it had to happen. When I realized that we were both on our spiritual path, and I know how I felt for this person, I wanted to move forward, but it was too fast for him. I was working 24/7 with spirit. I was isolated. I was in Sedona. He was working in 2 businesses. He was running 2 businesses, living a life out there, trying to run 2 businesses, and he was do his spiritual work as well. But my life was my spiritual work. I had no family that I needed to deal with. I had no outside interference. I had nothing but spirit helping me, working with me, and I was 100% isolated in Sedona, the most spiritual of places, right? So I was like going up. I was going up, 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 only connecting spiritually. So I was growing. We started to pull apart because he had other things that he wasn't at the same vibrational frequency. So we pulled apart. Then we came back together again. I would reach out to him. It was always me reaching out to him. He'd get upset about something. I've changed a lot in the last 3 years, and in the last 5 years, I've changed a ton, and I know he has too. But I didn't handle things properly. I didn't understand the kind of person he was. I was a very outspoken, very communicative person, whereas he was a processor. It takes him a while. You've got to give him some time to go away. He processes on his own. I have literally physically and mentally changed over the last 5 years. Spirit has done that to bring us more into alignment. It's a trip. I have gone, and people that knew me in the past don't recognize the kind of person I am. I was very gregarious. I was very outgoing. I was always around a lot of people. And he was more of an introvert, wanting to stay in. I always wanted to be out around people. I have changed. Sedona did that to me. Spirit did that to me. And also our connection did that. It had to happen in order for us to be able to be together. We had to compromise. It's like he has to come more out and I had to come more in. I also had to realize how to deal with him, and I didn't know how to deal with him. So one by one, starting before we even reconnected, I started being given a series of roommates that had the same type of personality as him, had the same issues as him, and I believe that he was given the same kind of people in his life that had the same personality as me. It was in order to help us learn how to work with each other. So this is all for you guys, because this is mirrors. You've got to look at what's going on in your life. What is going on in your professional life is going on in your private life. What is going on in your life, if you were in a twin soul path, even if your twin is not with you, the people that you are connected to, it's not a mistake. They're there for a reason. The man that came into my life when I was in Wisconsin, I thought he was my twin soul. He was everything as a mirror to my twin. He was a false twin. He was a friend, and I tortured him. He was a spiritual person as well, and when we met, we were at the same level. But as I said, I continued to move up, and he kind of didn't want everyone to know about what he was doing. I tortured him because I was frustrated and angry at him. I didn't understand. I said to him, why is it that I can see all of this and you can't? And he's like, I don't know. And I'm sure he thought I was crazy. He's like, God, but I would see things, and I saw his life, and it was, I gotta tell you, I drove him insane. I drove myself insane. And then when I met my twin, when he came and found me when I was in Sedona, I still had that connection over there, and I thought that that was something that I was supposed to play out, but it wasn't. I was getting lessons. I was being shown things in his life because he mirrored things in my twin's life. And things that my twin wasn't going to tell me, I saw in the other person's life. And then I saw past life connections with all three of us. We have all three had past lives. I've seen them. So, where was I? So while I'm in Sedona, oh, Lord, I hate it when this happens. The mirrors for you guys. Okay, so everybody comes into your life for a reason. Things happened between me and this other person that have happened in my twin's life. There was someone that this other person used to go out with before. We were writing to one another, all of us, all three of us, but I didn't know that. This other person he was speaking to at the same time as me. But he needed to go to a different location, so he went there. We stopped communicating. He was there. This person had more of a connection to him than he did to her. She got upset. She took an email that he wrote to me, and that he wrote to her, and she rewrote it. She changed the words, and she forwarded it to me and said, here, I want you to see this. At first I believed it, and I went to him. I felt like I'd been punched again, and I said, did you write that? Did you do this? Because he was my friend, and he said, no, I didn't do that. And I looked at it, and I realized as I went back that the things that were being referred to in the email hadn't even happened. They wouldn't happen for 3 months after the, wow, sorry, I got a phone call. Interruption, isn't that interesting? Somebody interrupted. So it was a lie. It was a forgery, it was a lie. I saw the exact same thing happen to my twin. So what happened then? So this is how I know. People are asking me, how do you know this? Because it's happened before. Because I'm being shown the same thing happening again. It happened then to show me what is happening now, so that when I see the dreams and when I see the things that are happening, I can have trust and I can have faith in my twin, and I can have faith in what Spirit is showing me. He came to me energetically in a dream and told me what was going on. It was his higher self telling me, do you trust me? 3 times he asked me if I trusted him. Yes, I said. I was mad in the dream. Yes, I trust you. This had to happen. I had to go away. He told me certain things, and then he said, I'm coming back for you. I have held on to him telling me that for the last 2 years, 2.5 years, 2 years. The exact same thing happened. It's happened before. It's happened again. Somebody has taken an email and has written words pretending to be someone else to me. I know that because it happened before, and it's now happened again. I already knew that. I just don't know if he knew that. What's interesting to me is the person who did that to the first person has become my friend. This person is a decent person. This person, I don't know what she was going through at the time, but she's a good person. She had a rough childhood, a rough past, I don't know. He even made excuses for her. All it is I let it go. We're friends. She's not on Facebook. She probably won't see this. She's on my Instagram. She writes to me. She asked to be and what's interesting is the same person that did this with my twin and I is doing the same. I already know that. I know that she's communicating with me. as somebody else. I know that. She's come as many different people. It's the same person. I recognize how she writes. I recognize how she speaks to me. She's trying to make amends. I understand that. I understand what happened. The problem is the truth is what needs to be spoken. You can't make up for something by another lie. The truth comes out. I'm a channel. I'm a medium. I'm an intuitive. I'm psychic. I have prophetic dreams. I see faces. I see names. I watched the blonde, long hair girl go into my twin's office, into his computer. I watched it. I remote viewed. I was physically there. My twin knows how to do it too. So he may be aware of what's going on, and he may be dealing with it, or maybe he hasn't become aware of it, and this is how he's becoming aware of it. But Spirit told me recently, through a series of very strange but interrelated events, you are going to see the truth of a situation, and you are going to uncover a hidden agenda. Well, this is the strange series of events of me getting a black eye, getting mad at my landlord, realizing that it was his accountant that flipped the light switch. So here's the deal. When that person did that, they flipped the lights off. I couldn't see what was going on. My email, my normal email address was hacked into. My passwords changed. I have not been able to get back into my email. That is how he communicated with me, through that email address. It's blocked. I haven't been able to get into it for over a year. I keep telling what my new email is, but he may not have realized that he couldn't, and maybe he wrote to me and realized or felt that I didn't respond to him. That's kind of what I was shown. I'm not certain, but that's what I was shown. The fact is I never got any emails. If I ever got any email, I would have responded. The fact is emails were hacked. He told me, I don't express well over the net. It's compromised. It's being monitored. I didn't understand what he was saying. I thought he was being paranoid. He wasn't. He was trying to tell me. It's being monitored. It's compromised. I need to speak to you face to face. Unfortunately, outside circumstances have prevented us from being able to be face to face with one another, and the only communication we've had is spiritual. This is how twin souls communicate. Our connection will become stronger and stronger. You who are twin souls will maybe understand what I'm saying now. No matter what outside sources and forces come between, nothing is going to stop the connection between twin souls. We will hear one another. My ear chakras have been compromised. His ear chakras have been compromised. In my dream the other night, actually it wasn't in my dream, when this happened, this was live. When this happened, when I got the black eye, when my hair tied, everything went wrong. Everything went wrong. And I said to you guys, the energy swept through the house. I felt this negative energy. It wasn't mine. I don't know if it was happening in my twin's life or if it was happening in my landlord's. All I know is the energy was affecting me. Because the closer my twin and I come together and the higher that I ascend and that we all ascend, the more sensitive we become to energy. Like when I was doing the reading with my daughter at her house and they had the issue and she walked by and it was like a wave that went by and my phone started to shake. It affects it that strongly. My girlfriend gave me the clue of using my little cocoon that I've been wrapped in this hothouse and make it like a Reiki shield so that I'm protected from the outside energy. But what happened that day needed to happen because it was giving me a loud message. I knew that when it happened, I was getting something. I just was so angry because it hurt so bad. And it's like, I think that when my twin was told the lie that he was told, he knew too in his heart, but it hurt so bad that he was angry. And it caused him to lash out. And I was hurt. And it hurt so bad. I was angry. I threw my brush when I tried to put my hair tie up and it broke. I thought, fuck, it just keeps happening. And I was so angry and I started screaming at my archangels and my team. And I said, this is enough. This is enough. I have done everything for you. I work 24/7 for Spirit. I lean on you. I trust you. I am trying to help all these other people that are in twin soul relationships. I have clients that are screaming at me, saying, you keep saying this and it's not happening and blah, blah. And I said, dude, it's been 20 years I've been in this relationship. 20 years with my twin soul. 5 that we have known that we were twin souls. And we are having blockage after blockage and misunderstanding and confusion and lies and manipulation blocking us. And yet Spirit says, it's right here. It's right here. So I'm crying. I'm on my way to the gym. I thought, I'm going to go to the gym. I'm going to work this off. I'm so angry. You know, I'm thinking I'm going to go to the gym with a freaking black eye. And at that time, it was welted out, which it looked like I had just been punched. In my dreams, I saw my twin be punched. That's how he felt when he heard what they told him. And that's how I felt when I read what was given to me from his personal LinkedIn messages, his personal email address. I felt like I'd been punched. It hurt so bad that I was angry. So even though spiritually my higher self knew, because I was shown. And the thing is, I showed my twin all of this 3 years ago. I saw all of this happen, and I said, this is what I see. We both had the dream. I gave them to him. He said to me, when I told him, he said, that's very lucid. That sounds like me. He knew. And so all this time I've been saying, you know this. You know that this is the truth. Why don't you hear me? Why don't you see what's going on? But yet I know it's the truth too. And I still got angry, and I still got frustrated. And even though in my heart of hearts, I trust him with my soul, I trust him more than I've ever trusted anyone in my life, I still had that ego that crept in that thought, well, what if what they're saying is true? They told me he's in a relationship with someone else. What if that was true? Well, it might have been true. But I kept being told by Spirit, it's not the truth. At the time, at least, it wasn't the truth. He's innocent. It's not the truth. So I kept holding on to that, and I kept moving forward with my life, and I thought, well, he's going through whatever he needs to go through, and I saw that it was going to be a long time. They told me, your fiancé will go away for 3 years. Well, the 3-year mark is passed. It's just passed at the end of May, but it's passed, right? And that's when Spirit says, if it doesn't come on the date that you suspect, or that you were shown, or that you understood, does that mean that now Spirit has lied to you? Does that mean that it's not happening? There are outside circumstances. He has free will. When I got punched by them, and it hurt me, I reacted. I believed somewhat of what they said. It could have caused me to go in a different direction. I was tempted to, but I didn't, because my heart holds on to him. But he's been through a lot in his life, and I don't have the interference that he has. He's got family and friends that are closer, we're manipulating things. I don't. And besides, I'm a pit bull, and I'm not going to let go. And there's always one twin that holds on harder, and that's me. So when the hair tie broke because of what happened, it caused him to make a different decision, and he went in a different direction. I saw it. He came to me halfway through, probably a year. I don't know if it's been a year. I don't think quite yet. And he said to me, what happened? And I said, I don't know. You tell me what happened. And he said, I got swept away with the wrong crowd. I got swept away. And that's what happens, because we can allow, if we don't hold on to our faith, if we don't hold on to what Spirit shows us, if we don't hold on to our messages and trust what we're getting, we can allow these things to sweep us away. So I'm screaming at Spirit, and I'm crying, and I'm on my way to the gym, and you need to do something. You need to step in. I was so angry. Where are my archangels? Where are you? Why aren't you stopping this? I see Ganesh. I see the obstacle remover. I see everything clearly in front of me. You showed me that he's seen this. Why is this not being brought to his attention? Why am I not hearing him? Or why is he not hearing me? I'm hearing him, but why can't he hear me? Clear his ear chakras. What is wrong? I want my team to step in. Where are you? I was so frustrated. So then I get into the gym, and I do my workout. I was so angry. I did an hour on the treadmill at high gear on incline, and then I did a yoga class right after. I was just trying to burn it off. I was so angry. And anger doesn't help, because anger just exacerbates the situation, right? The energy is negative, but I had to release it. I had to get it out. And it was so pent up. For the last 3 years, I've had this rage that's just inside of me. So I'm burning it off. And then I thought, I'm going to go into a tanning bed. I don't go into a tanning bed because I'm trying to save my skin, but I thought I look like a ghost. I'm going to go in. And there was a reason why I went in. I went into this, it was a private capsule, space capsule. And when the heat came on, and there's a sound inside, it's like a vroom. Remember when I do the golden shield with you guys, when we look at the sun, and I say how we have the vortex that goes around and around, and it's spinning faster and faster and faster, and it's building the energy. Well, I went into that vortex, and I used that sound, and I used that shield. And I said, I burnt off all of the negative attachments, all of the anger, all of anything that's causing confusion, anything that lies or manipulation or any arrows that had been stabbed in, anything that had been brought into us. I melted it off. I called in all of my team. I called in Archangel Michael. I called in the Reiki Masters. I called in Archangel Metatron. I called in Archangel Raphael. I called in everyone. I called in the Father. I told you guys, there's reasons for all of this. I watched a movie, Twilight movie, and it was about, she's a shield, right? She's a shield, and her twin was in trouble, and they said, you can help him, and she said, I can't, I don't have what you guys have, I don't have those gifts, and this is us, you know. I was saying to my twin, I don't have that gift, I don't have the gift to remote view, and he said, yes you do, you can do this, and I heard him a while back, and he said, if you can't hear me, you're going to have to deal with the people on Facebook, because he'll bring me messages through people on Facebook. And I was angry because I was saying, don't channel through them. Channel me. Don't bring them, because it confuses me. I need to know that, because I'm starting to believe that you're them. You're all these people. But it was mirrors. He was giving me the information through these people. So there's a block in our ear chakras, so that I wasn't hearing his voice. And he kept telling me, you can do this, you can do this. So I was asking for my ear chakras, for whatever's there to be melted away, burn it off, whatever is in between us, so I can hear him again. Because I used to be able to hear him so clearly. But also, whatever he's going through at the time will cause his connection to weaken. And I told you that he has, I dream with him every single night. Our dreams are very, very lucid. I watch what he's doing, he watches what I'm doing, he plays back my life. But when he was dreaming of being with me, his channel was compromised and other people were picking it up. So he was compromised. I was compromised. Our shield was not strong enough. So in this Twilight thing, she says, I can't help him. I can only do my own shield. And they said, no, you can do it. So she concentrated. And what they did was they hurt him. They hurt him on purpose. And when they went to hurt him, she was like, nothing was going to let him be hurt. And that's me. When they hurt him, when I saw them hurt him, I used my anger. I used that protective, ferocious lion energy and the tiger in me, and I pushed that shield out around him, and I put it around him. Like hell, you're going to hurt him. You will not hurt him. I will not go down. You will not hurt him. And I pushed that shield out. And so I saw things. I started to hear him, and he started to tell me, even though I was taken to that place, I didn't go there. So he's telling me I didn't do what they said, what I did. I didn't do it, which helped my heart, because even though I would have forgiven him and I trust him, it hurt me really bad. And when you're hurt as a human, it causes you to do things that maybe you wouldn't do normally. And maybe when he got punched with the lie, it caused him to make a choice to do something that he wouldn't have done normally. And it's not his fault. It's their fault. But it's a learning lesson. It's all about us learning that we are strong. We are strong and we can build a shield. That night, I had a dream, a lucid dream. And I went, and it was so funny because it was my twin watching it back. And it was about protecting him. And I saw him go, and it was me. He said, I have to go away. And he says, don't tell them anything. And that's what he probably said to his family. Don't tell them anything. They didn't realize who I was. They were doing what he asked them to do. They didn't realize it was me. He didn't think that I would speak to them, because I'd always respected that. I had never said anything before to them, but I was so worried about him. I just needed to know he was okay. I didn't know that they would get the email and his personal email address. They were following orders. They didn't know that they hurt me. In the dream, he said, I have to go away. Don't tell them anything. But I was there, and I was semi-covered, shielded. I think he thought that I was protected. I know he's been trying to protect me. But I wasn't fully protected. And I saw this gorilla come. Big guy, big muscular gorilla guy. Scary guy. And I saw an Indian girl. Dark-haired girl, dark skin, and they were looking for him, and I wasn't going to give him up. They said, where is he? And I said, I don't know. I won't tell you where he is. Even if I know, I won't tell you where he is. And I was hiding, but I was in this capsule, which is interesting because it was that tanning thing, right? I was in that capsule. And I was protected, but my shield wasn't fully up. It wasn't erect, so she saw me, and she said to the guy, she's over here. So then he came, and he said, where is she? Where is he? And I said, I don't know. And so they grabbed me, and they took me, and they were going to go find him. Well, somehow I energetically left the situation. Because this has all been happening. Actually, physically, people have been writing to me, trying to find out where he is. They're trying to find out through me, through different means. I know what they're doing. You know, do you think maybe he's here? Do you think maybe he's there? Do you think, you know, trying to figure out, because they want to find out where he is. I won't tell you where he is. I'll lie. I'll give you different words. I'll give you different places that I think he is. I'm not going to tell you. Because if he's somewhere that he doesn't want to be found, there's a reason for it. And I'm not going to be the one to give that up. Whether it's symbolic or literal, I don't care. It's for him to speak, not me. So in this dream, I go to this man, and he's a woodworker. This makes me laugh. Because when I left my Jehovah's Witness organization, there was one person, or one entity, one spiritual being that I stopped speaking to. And that was Jesus. I stopped speaking to him. I started dealing with archangels. I started dealing with the Father himself. I didn't speak. I don't know why. I just stopped. I think it probably is because in the Jehovah's Witness organization, you must go through Jesus in order to get to God. And I know that that's not true. He's my Father too. So I find it, I kind of sidestep Jesus altogether. And for a very long time, I didn't speak to him. And I finally started to, you know, he started making himself known to me. And I said, if you're supposed to be in my life and you're working with me, let me know. And I literally got his name. Yesterday, what's interesting to me is my twin has the same initials as Jesus Christ. Okay? Yesterday on a license plate, I kept saying to the Father, just keep showing me that I'm on the right path with my twin. And a car came up in front of me, right in front of me. This was after the gym, after this whole experience. And the license plate said, thank God it's Friday, TGIF, JC. They show my twin as Jesus. They literally show him as Jesus. He has long hair. He's got dark skin. He's very loving. He's very gentle. He only wants to help. And he's punished. He was tortured for just trying to help. I've seen that. And so it's like he's like Jesus. Every time the Jehovah's Witnesses have a celebration that's called the Memorial of Christ's death. It's the only thing they celebrate. It happens once a year. My twin is Jewish. So it's the Passover. Every Passover or memorial, they would read what happened when Jesus was betrayed. Well, my twin was betrayed also by his best friend. This is so crazy. I know. Remember how Judas Iscariot came and kissed Jesus on the cheek, but turned him in? That's what happened to my twin. His best friend turned him in. He betrayed him. I showed my twin that it was going to happen. I told him, someone you trust, your best friend is going to betray you, and they're going to take from you something that's precious to you. When your back is turned, they're going to steal something from you. And it happened. I watched it. I warned him before it happened. But it wasn't going to stop the chain of events. Everything had to happen because he needed to see who this person was. He needed to go through what he went through. He wouldn't have seen it otherwise. I tried to stop it. I couldn't stop it because it had to happen. So when I went in this dream, I went to this woodworker. And I said, I need your help. And he said to me, okay. And he handed me this beautiful piece of wood. And he handed me a planer. And I said, what? And he said, I'm retired now. You need to do this. And I said, I don't know how to do this. You're the teacher. You're the one who has to do this. And he said, no, you need to learn to do this. I'm your teacher. And what's interesting is Jesus, of course, Jesus Christ, was a carpenter, right? And he didn't give everybody fish. He did. Remember the 3 loaves of bread and the fish, and he fed everybody? But he said, if I give it to you,
You'll never learn to do this on your own. I told you my twin is very gifted. He's very, very gifted. He's much more gifted than I am. And he's been teaching me. He is my master teacher. It's so bizarre. I called him Master Jake. I'm sorry I said his name. And he laughed and he said, "Am I your master?" And I said, "No, no man is my master. I just think it's sexy and I'll use it." But the fact is, he is my master teacher. He taught me how to channel. He told me that I could remote view, but I didn't believe that I could. The man that I spoke to in my dream was not just Jesus Christ. It was also my twin. And he was saying, just like he said to me before, if you can't hear me, you're going to have to deal with everyone on Facebook. You're going to have to deal with the other ways you're being communicated with. If you can't hear me, you need to work on this, Sherry. You can do this. You have gifts. You need to work on this. We are given gifts. We're not shown how to make it work. We have to work at it. We have to do things. They'll give it to us at first and show us that we can do it. But it's just like a fisherman. Okay, this is how you do it, son. This is how you load the reel. This is how you hook the bait. This is how you throw it out there. But you got to do this, babe. You got to throw this out there, and you got to do it yourself. You got to pull it in yourself. And so that's what Jesus was saying to me. And then I watched my twin, and I watched him watch me. And I went to all of my friends, which are going to all the archangels, and I said, I need you guys. I need your help. All of you. You need to help him. He's hurting. I can't let them hurt him. Please help me. And so everybody got into their vehicles. Everyone. They all got into their... And I got into my truck. I went one way, they went that way. Everybody went in different directions to help him. But you see, he is me. My twin is also me. So when I went to my spiritual team and I asked for help, they all went. Everybody went in every direction that they needed to go. We may not see what's happening. Now I'm going to take you back to what happened this morning. I work with twin souls. I have many twin souls that I'm working with, and they're very frustrated. None of them have had to go through what I've gone through. None of them have gone through absolute radio silence for 2.5 years, almost 3. None of them have been connected for 20 years. Theirs is more like 5 years, 2 years. They haven't been speaking for a few months, maybe a few weeks. And I'm like, wow. But they're frustrated. They're angry at me. I woke up after this dream that I watched, and I had an email from one of my people that I've been working with, and she was really frustrated. And she says, he's off on vacation with his friends. He's not sad and upset like you said. This is ridiculous. This is, on and on and on. And I thought, I know my twin's off traveling too. I've been off traveling too, haven't I? I've gone to Sedona. I've gone to Wisconsin. I've gone to, I just almost said Costa Rica because my twin went to Costa Rica. I've been to Santa Cruz. I went up the coast just recently again, right? Did that mean that I wasn't sad and depressed? Did it mean that I wasn't missing my twin? Did it mean my heart wasn't breaking? No. But I was living my life. I was doing what I needed to do to keep moving forward, just like he is. And so I wrote her and I said, there's nothing that I can do if you don't trust what Spirit's giving you. If you don't trust in the signs and the messages that you're getting. This morning I had a reading that I did. I don't know if it was a year ago or 2 years ago, but it was exactly this going on. I reshared it and I said to you guys, if you are in a place where you feel that your manifestations aren't happening, or things have come to a grinding halt, or you don't feel like there's any movement, watch this reading. Because it's exactly what I'm speaking about. And I had to sit and listen to my words. It's been a year since then. At that time, I was saying the same thing I'm saying now. It's been a year. And I had to listen to my own words say to me, you need to trust in Spirit. You need to trust in the signs. You need to trust in your connection. If you don't trust in your connection with your twin, you're not going to make it. Spirit told me this is going to be the hardest thing that you've ever had to do. You're going to be a testament to other people because they're watching you. I'm doing this live. I'm crying in front of you. I'm doing this live because there's so many other people that are going through this. And I know that when my twin and I come together, it will help you who have a ways to go. You will see that no matter what it looks like to other people, no matter what it feels like to you, that the connection you have is real. It's true. It will happen. But it has to happen when both are strong. It has to happen when both have done their work. My twin has had to go through hell. He's had to watch himself be betrayed by people that he loves. He's had to learn to be strong. He's had to learn to strike out and do his own thing, just like I did. My brother turned on me. My brother betrayed me. My brother stole my inheritance. He stabbed me in the back. My mother died. I had all kinds of things happen. I've watched these things happen to my twin. We may have to go through really horrible things. It's all about ascending. No one said it was going to be easy. It's painful. Don't pray for a twin soul relationship. It's the most difficult thing that I can ever imagine going through. At times you think you've lost your mind. People will think that you're crazy. No one will believe that it's ever going to happen. Unless they're in a twin soul relationship, no one can understand the depth and the strength and commitment that I have to my twin. Because it's not just about me and him. A twin soul path is not a soulmate union. It's a spiritual union. It's about spirituality. It's about our spiritual work first. We are working for spirit. We are working for this planet. This is about ascending higher. This is about a life of service, of helping others. I was asked before I accepted this if I would accept this assignment, way before I knew my twin was coming back into my life. And I said yes. I had no idea what I was getting into. I had no idea. And when he disappeared, guides came to me. I don't know who they were. Came to me and they said, you can choose another path if you want. You don't have to stay on this path. You can choose a different path. You can rewrite your soul contract. And I knew that that was wrong. I knew that that was wrong because I saw my twin come back. I have seen us reunite. I've seen it. I have to hold on to that because I've seen it. I heard the words that he said when he came back and why he went away and what he was thinking and what he was feeling. I saw it. And when I saw him, all the hurt and all the pain and all the anger melted. All I felt was love. Unconditional love. But I saw it. So whoever was coming to me, I don't know who it was, but I got very angry at the time and I dismissed all my guides. Everyone. I dismissed the archangels. That's when I dismissed everyone, and I worked just with the Father. And I said, if I don't know who you are, I'm not going to speak with you. And clearly, if you're on my team in spirit, which would be my mother wants me to be happy. She doesn't want me to struggle. She doesn't want me to hurt. My mother would say to me, you can choose a new path. You can go in a different direction. This is hurting you. I don't want to see you hurt. She would say that. But I made a vow lifetimes ago that I would meet my twin in this life, and I didn't do it before. I didn't make my past life. I watched a twin and me, and I watched my best friend betray me. And I trusted my best friend. And my twin, I was burned at the stake. And my twin was standing there. And his best friend was holding the notes, holding the paperwork, holding the information that was supposed to get to my twin. And I was burned at the stake. That symbolically happened again in this life. By his best friend, kissing him on the cheek. Oh, I'm here for you. I love you. Oh, I'm so sorry. Holding the information inside, not giving that information to my twin that was vital for my twin to know while I'm burned alive at the stake as a witch. It happened again. And I'm going to tell you right now, hell will come and go. I have been through hell so many times in this lifetime and in the past that nothing is going to stop me. You're not going to knock me off my path. You will not knock me off my path. I will not. You will not stop this twin soul. Separate me from my twin. Whatever you do to him, you're making me stronger and stronger and stronger and stronger. And the stronger I become, the stronger he becomes. And eventually he will break free from whatever you've done or whatever the hold is or whatever the lies and the manipulation are, and he will come free. Because there is no stopping a twin soul, because it isn't just about a love affair with some girl who just can't get over a guy. That's not what it is about. This is divinely orchestrated. This is about helping the entire planet. This is about a whole connection of twin souls. The twin souls are coming together, period. There are several phases. There is a phase that's come together already. There are ones that have just recently come together. There's another phase coming together in the fall. They're coming together. It's coming. You may not be in the phase that's coming. I don't know. I keep seeing the fall again. I hope to God that my twin doesn't take that long before he gets it and breaks free. But maybe that's going to happen. All I know is the unification of the twin souls is happening. I trust in spirit. I watched as I stood before the carpenter, and he gave me the tools, and he said, you have the tools to do this. You can bring him. You can save him. And it's not me saving him. It's us. We work together. Because my twin is guiding me. That was also my twin saying to me, Sherry, you have the tools. Work it. He's my master teacher. I called him Master Jake. He's my master teacher. He's telling me, dude, you know how to do this. You want to call me in? Call me in. Use your tools. Clear your ear chakras. Stay clear. Go into a sweat house. I'm sitting out here right now, and I'm thinking about my friend Ryan in Sedona. When you have shit that's clung on you, or you can't get through, or you're blocked, go into a hot house. Go into a sauna. Go into a sweat box. Sweat it out. Get it out. So I'm sitting out here right now in this humid, it's like 120 degrees. I'm literally drenched. And I'm sweating this out. I'm clearing my ear chakras because I am hearing him again. I heard sentences from him again, like I did before. I felt his energy strong. And the stronger that I can be, the stronger that he can be. So this is for you guys, all of you guys that in twin soul relationships. I know that there are several because you come to me. Twin souls, I'm a twin soul facilitator. They come to me. So I know that there are you that are listening out there. So whatever you need to do, you have the tools. Don't sit there crying and whining and saying, when is it? When is it? Why is it happening? Why isn't it happening? Why? I mean, I've got people yelling at me all day long. And all I can do is look, here's the email, my reading that I just did last year. Listen to it. You know, I'm going to give them this. Listen to this. I'm going to give them my, you know, what I was told by Jesus. Jesus Christ. Think about it. Do you know what's interesting? I got to tell you something else. My daughter doesn't have the spirituality that I have, okay? It's because of her things that happen in her life. It's hard for her. She does, it comes and goes. She uses the word Jesus Christ as a swear word, and it bothers me. It bothers me. It's kind of like me saying God. It's kind of like my grandmother used to say, God damn it. And I would cringe. I would be like, oh, God, don't say that. But I say the word God too. You know, people use it like a swear word. But I've noticed something, that her and her husband recently, over and over and over, Jesus Christ, Jesus Christ. And I'm just like, oh, I don't want to hear this. But it was something that was being said for a reason. And my whole body is electrified right now. My fingers are electrified and my arms right now. Jesus was speaking to me. It was him, Jesus Christ. Call on me. I'm the one. You're hearing me over and over and over. He had a car drive out in front of me that said, thank God it's Friday, JC. Jesus Christ. The man, the woodworker that gave me the planer, the tool to smooth the wood out. It was Jesus Christ. They show me, I have a symbol of, they show him as my twin. And it's him standing there as Jesus. And his brother, Paul, who was Paul, remember Paul was Saul of Tarsus? And then he became Apostle Paul. So he changed his wicked ways and he became an apostle of Jesus, right? But before that, they show this meme. And it's of Paul, and he calls him Paul at the time. And he's out drunk. He's an alcoholic. And he said to him, Jesus said to him, as my twin, I'm not going to cure you of your alcoholism. I'm not going to cure you. This is for you to do. So Jesus is not going to miraculously cure us with us doing nothing about it. We have the tools to help ourselves. My entire family, all the way back on both sides, every male member except for my cousin and my son are alcoholics. None of the women. I'm talking both sides of my family. All of them. Alcoholism runs rampant in my family. Sexual abuse goes back all the way back. I am not an alcoholic. I wasn't sexually abused. My daughter was sexually abused. There is alcoholism. These are not there accidentally. These are issues that run in my twin's family. They will not cure us of our disease, of our sickness, of our imperfection. It's a physical crutch that we have, but we have the tools ourselves. If we want to fix it bad enough, we can fix it. It's on us. We have a team. After I was given the tools, I went then and called my team, and everyone got in their vehicles. They got in big lifted trucks. And I got to tell you that I'm seeing this symbolically, but I think it's literally physically happening as well. There are people because I'm being shown, there are people that want to help you. And I know in my twin's life, there are people that want to help us. They're trying to help us get together. But for some reason, they don't want to tell what happened. They're afraid. So they're not speaking the full truth. And I really wish they would just bloody open their mouth and speak the truth. I'm doing this because I'm using the tools that I have. This is my tool. And I'm using it to get that message out. And by me speaking, this affects everybody else. It's not just about me and my twin soul. Remember, I kept getting, it's not just about you, Sherry. It's about everyone. It's about everyone. And you know what? He's on the same twin soul path as I am. He's a very private person, doesn't like his personal business aired. Probably freaking hates this and is probably really angry that I would do this. But he's also on a twin soul path. And these are the tools that I have. And it's not just about him. It's about everybody. And we all need to know that this is happening not just to me and not just to him. It's happening to other people. And there's things that we can do to stop it. And what we need to do is step into our power, use our voice, take our power back. Don't allow others to manipulate us. Don't allow family and religion to dictate to us what they think is in our highest good, when we know in our spiritual path, this is the path that we're meant to go. I carry my moonstones up high. I keep getting that we are connecting with the moon. He keeps saying to me, share my moon. This is the moonstone. I can't even wear my moonstone ring on I still can't. I tried to put it on and it burned me again. Look, the energy is so strong. The energy is so strong. There's so much power. There's so much power in the crystals. There's so much power in the earth. There's so much power that we hold, that we can manifest, and we can manifest change. We can take things and we can be angry, and we can be vindictive, and we can fight. I have a friend right now that people are speaking out against him, and he's blowing up Facebook saying negative things and he keeps talking about it over and over. And I wrote to him and I said, look, you might not like what I'm saying to you right now, but Spirit is telling us not to do that. By you continuing to drum this up, you are fanning the flames of aggression and anger. We want peace. We want love. I am peaceful. All is well. All is well. As far as my twin and I, what I send into this situation is love. I'm not vindictive. I'm not angry. You won't stop this. But I will fire bullets and rockets and cannons of love at you. I am aiming love at you. Forgiveness, love, unconditional love. Everybody has issues. Everybody has shit. Everybody has baggage that causes them to do the things that they do. But by me being angry and unforgiving and wanting to, believe me, my physical self wants to rip their heads off. My physical being wants to go tear their faces off. When I see my twin hurt, I want to kill somebody. I am an Aries dragon. And I'm telling you, I want to fucking kill people when they go to hurt him. But that's not going to solve anything. The only thing that's going to make anything better is by putting and infusing love into the situation and imagining that, you know what? They didn't understand. They didn't realize. They didn't know. It was a mistake. It wasn't done in a malicious intent. Someone is trying to protect someone else. Other people were hurt by it. But everything happened in the end. It made me embrace, it's made me stronger. It's made me stronger. It's shown me things. It's shown me that I have the power, that I can use my voice, that even though I'm afraid that he's going to be angry at me, I thought he was going to be angry at me when I told him what was going to happen. I just got this the other night. I got it again and again. You're going to be given information. You're going to be given information, and it's a secret. And you're going to ask yourself, am I supposed to say something, or should I stay quiet? And I hate when I get that message, because I already know that I'm going to speak. Because I have to listen to what my heart is saying. I have to listen. It was just like what happened in the original story with my twin and I.
Just like when it happened with the first person in Wisconsin. I had information. I had to tell it. It wasn't well received. This is not going to be well received. I already know. They already told me. It's going to cause major shit. It's going to cause things to blow up. There's going to be major chaos. But only because of me being brave enough to speak will the truth be able to come out, and it's going to cause a relief because all the secrets are out. It's exposed. It's over. And there can be a healing that can happen. And there's going to be a sense of relief so that people can move forward. And in the end, it's a good result. But in the meantime, I'm going to look like the witch. I'm going to be burned at the stake. And I'm willing to do that. Because it couldn't possibly get any worse for me than it already is. I already don't have him. He's already not here. It's already been 3 years since I've seen his face. How could it possibly get worse for me? How could it hurt? The only thing it can do is get better. And I trust Spirit. And they told me it's going to hurt you. And you're not going to be thanked for it. People aren't going to look at you and say, good job, Sherry. Thanks for, airing our family secrets. Thanks for throwing that out for everybody to see and showing them my flaws. How could you fucking throw me under the bus like that? I'm sorry, but I love you, and I'm doing what Spirit wants me to do. And it's not just about you. It's about everybody. It's not just about me. I couldn't love you more. I love you more than I've ever loved anything on this planet. I love you more than I love my children. And that's a really strange thing to say. And I gotta tell you what just happened. A raven just flew over my head. I haven't even seen a raven here, and there's another. Oh my God. 2 of them. 2 of them. The ravens are talking about magic and miracles, and the ravens come from Spirit, and there was a pair. I'm doing the right thing. I did the right thing. And if it means that I have to go into solitary confinement again, for longer, I guess I will take that on. And if in this lifetime he's not able to release, see, I'm not even going to say that, because I've seen him. I've seen him come forward. I've seen him face the family. I've seen it happen. He said to them, it's not okay what you did to me. It's not okay what you did. I've seen him face it. And maybe it's me saying it's not okay what you did. And I'm facing it. So, I was going to do a reading, but I'm going to save these cards. And I'll do it for tomorrow's reading because I'm sure this has been very, very long. It's very emotional for me. It's just very hard for me. Because when he was right there. I had him in my arms and they took him away. And I know that it had to do with what I had to say. And he was this close again. I could feel him just now. He was so close to being here. And I don't know if because of what I just did, if I'm going to have push it back again. And that hurts my heart. But I had to do it. So, I don't know if I can see. I've got tears in my eyes. Sorry. You're probably going to start seeing my black eye more because the makeup's going to run off. I'm looking at what you guys have said. Yeah, you guys are hoping for a reading. No, not everybody has a twin soul in this lifetime. No, 1% of the population will ever meet their twin soul in the physical. It's very rare. It's very rare. That's why it's very, very huge. Don't ask for a twin soul. You have a twin soul in spirit. That's your guardian angel. That's who guides you. That's why no matter where my twin is in this world, he's always with me. Because in his higher form, he's never left my side. He speaks to me. When I called out and asked for my team, that's who I heard. I may not be hearing my twin soul in the physical. I may not be connecting with him on a physical level. I am connecting with him on his higher level. I heard him crystal clear. When he was in the same vibrational frequency of me, I was hearing him. We were talking to each other. I don't know that I'm speaking to him now. I just know that when I called my team in and I said, "Where the hell are you?"
That's who answered, was my higher self and his higher self. So as I say to you guys right now, when I speak about my twin soul, yes, there is a physical person that I love very much. But he is living his own life. And until he chooses to come back and finish this and reunite, we will take separate paths physically, but spiritually we're always together. And see, that's the thing. Eventually, if I'm able to stay to my course, it gets to the place where you can't stop it. The fear is overridden. Whatever it is that's holding back is overridden, because it gets to the place where it reaches such a critical level. It's like a volcano that it erupts. There's no holding back the lava. So no, as I talk to you guys, you know, there's a lot of you guys that this doesn't apply to because you're not in a twin soul relationship, but you can apply it to your spiritual gifts, and you can apply it to not being a victim in your life. You can apply it to using the gifts that you have in order to manifest change. You can make situations change. You can take a situation that's violent and angry and ugly, and you can shift it. I've done it. I don't want to have negative energy with the family. I don't. I would love to have a peaceful, loving energy. That's my intention. But everybody has free will, right? They have choices. And, you know, believe me, people don't like their secrets exposed, and people don't like to admit when they've done something wrong. I don't have a problem admitting when I've done something wrong. Hell, I admit it. I've admitted it to you guys. I've told you all my shit. There's all kinds of stuff. You're never going to move forward if you don't admit what you've done. You're never going to learn if you don't admit to yourself what you've done. When I used to go to the Kingdom Hall and listen to the brothers up there give the talks, my mom used to lean over and say, oh, so-and-so needs to hear this, or your brother needs to hear this, or your dad needs to hear this. And I used to think in my head, no, you need to hear this, and I need to hear this. I don't sit and listen to things and think that my twin needs to hear this. I think I need to hear this. Every message that I give you guys, I don't think, oh, Caitlin needs to hear this, Dean needs to hear this, Sandy needs to hear this, you know, Erica needs to hear this. We all need to hear it. That's why I'm saying it. But the first person who needs to hear it the loudest is me. That's what's talking about walk your walk and talk your talk. I'm still tripping out over those 2 ravens that just went by. I got to tell you, I have not seen one raven here. We have ravens in Sedona. I'm sure there must be ravens somewhere. I know they're on the way out to Palm Springs. We have crows here. There are not ravens. Those were 2 ravens. That trips me out, like, big time. If that wasn't the loudest confirmation about manifesting magic and miracles, and the fact that there was a pair working as a team, I know that my twin is hearing me on his higher level at least, and I pray that he's hearing me on his physical level as well. What else are you saying? Sorry, you know what's happened? My phone's hot, so the screen's gone black. Do the reading tomorrow. The song playing right now, we're not broken, we're just bent. It's written in this tears in my heart. I haven't left you. See, he's talking to me right now, and he's saying it's just you're having bad dreams. It's just bad dreams, and she's saying, but it's happening. It's literally happening. But we're not broken. We're just bent, and we can love again. We can learn to love again. The song is playing in the background, and this is how we speak to each other, through the music, and we're talking to each other, saying the same thing. We're bent, babe. We're not broken. We are not broken. We can love again. We can make this work. We're meant to make this work. We have the gifts. We have the ability. We have the tools to have something that sacred sexual bliss that is dreamed for. We've got it. And we have that ability if we want to. Joy's got a wren tapping on the window, a pair. I'll have to look up about the wren. I can't think about the wren right now. You know what, though? I don't know how long I've been talking to you guys. I really do love these cards, though. The deck that I'm going to be using is the Oracle of the Dragon Fae. I love these cards. They're amazing. They're beautiful. Maybe I'll show them to you. I don't know. Maybe I'll do it tomorrow, and maybe I'll
Maybe I'll go inside and I'll do a, you know how I am. You know how I am. It helps me to help you guys. It helps me. So maybe I'll go in and I'll do, I don't know, maybe I'll do it out here though. Maybe I'll do a few readings for a few people. Just over an hour? Okay, so I've got time. I'll do, I'm going to go inside and I'm going to ask for a number. And, oh God, it feels so good in here. Look at my body. I'm soaking wet. Oh my God. This world to what may be in. Okay, Sandy. I'm gonna use the okay, so I heard 6. I heard 6. So I'm gonna do 6 people. Sandy asked for 1, so that's the first person. Unfortunately, Sandy's usually my my secretary. Joy's there too. Oh, thank you, Joy. I have 6 people that I will read for. And Sandy, the card that you got was soulmate. The connection is unmistakable. Your soul joyously leaps with recognition and sets your heart on fire, welcoming the presence of a great love into your life. That's your message. So that was 1. Leanne is 2. Sabrina is 3. Brianna is 4. Christina is 5. And Joy is 6. That's it. Somebody put up reading closed. Those are the 6. I've already read for Sandy. So now I have to go back and see who I said I was doing it for. This is so frustrating. Sabrina. Sabrina, then Brianna. Somebody write this down. Sabrina, somebody write this down. Joy, can you write this down for me? Sabrina, Brianna, Christina, Joy. Sabrina, Brianna, Christina, Joy. Wait, I'm missing one person. Leanne. Sabrina, Brianna, Christina, Leanne, Joy. Sabrina, Leanna, Christina. I've already fucked it up again. Thank you. I missed, and Leanne. And Leanne. Okay, so Sabrina. Friendship. The value of a true friend is priceless. Whether you begin there or you wind up there, friendship is the foundation for any enduring relationship. So, to me, they're showing a couple. The fact that we already got soulmate, to me, it means that friendship is the basis for every relationship. Especially important in a love relationship is that you're friends first. I told you that I have that saying, that it's my saying. I want to patent it because it's mine. It's always right to love someone, and a true friend never goes away. I keep thinking about the song Umbrella. I took a vow. When it's raining, you can stand under my umbrella. I said I would stick it out to the end. I am a true friend. That is a true friend, whether it be a female or a male. Loyalty, trust, the fact that somebody can depend upon you, the fact that you can walk away and leave all of your possessions and something that's most sacred to you in the care of someone that is a trusted friend. That is the kind of friendship that you need to exhibit. That you could leave your most precious things in care, and they are to be trusted. Unfortunately, my twin did that with me, and they were not to be trusted. So that was not a true friend. A true friendship is priceless. No matter what anyone says about you, they have your back. No matter what it looks like, they have your back. No matter how bad things are, when you come to them, they trust you. They believe you. That is a friend. That is a true friend. That is loyal. That is a friendship. That's what I am. And if you want to be a friend, if you want a friend, you need to be a friend. So there's so much that comes with friendship for me. I would rather have 2 friends. And actually, at this point in my life, I do. I have 2 physical close friends. My best friend Diane in Wisconsin and my best friend here in California, Julie, are my 2 friends. My daughter is a friend, but my 2 friends, they got my back. It doesn't matter what I look like to everyone else. It doesn't matter what goes down. They got my back. They love me. I trust them 100%. I trust my twin 100%. I have friends, spiritual friends, but really when it comes right down to it, there's just a few. And it's more valuable than a whole bunch of acquaintances that you know that no matter what, you've got that. So that's a very powerful card. That was Sabrina. Wow, you know what? Sabrina was my best friend when I was in Canada, when I lived there years ago. She was half my age. She could have been my daughter. And I loved her but she was my best friend. And that's interesting. Okay. So, Brianna. Who did I just read for? I said your name. I read for Sabrina, right? Yeah. Sandy read first, and then I read Sabrina. That makes sense. Okay. So now it's Brianna. What pretty names. Sabrina and Brianna. Such beautiful feminine names. Love that. I always wanted... You know what's interesting? That's interesting to me. Sabrina the Teenage Witch. That's what they call me because I always have looked like Elizabeth Montgomery. Sabrina. It's interesting. Sabrina was my best friend. I'm just getting a lot of messages right now. Okay. Brianna, wealth. Get ready for tremendous success. Prosperity paves a golden path for you now. You are being showered with blessings. Now, what she's holding above her is a cornucopia of flowers and fruit and vegetables, right? So success and wealth doesn't always mean money. It can mean money, and I'm sure that there's going to be benefits of that, but it's information, it's love, it's knowledge, it's opportunities, it's growth, spiritual growth probably, but the golden path, I love that, since we always speak about the golden shield. This is Spirit bringing this to you, the golden path. It's paved for you now, and you are being showered with many blessings. This reading in itself, we were being showered with many blessings. I am so grateful for Jesus in my life. It's so funny, I'm not a Bible thumper. I'm not a Bible thumper. I don't even trust the Bible. There's just too much that's been omitted and taken out and rewritten, which just makes me think about my twin's life, right? Things have been taken out, things have been rewritten, things have been added. What I trust I get from Spirit. My church is outside. But that doesn't mean that Jesus doesn't exist. And the spiritual connection is real. And I love the fact that they show my twin as Jesus, because that's how I see him. And you know what's interesting to me? I'm getting something else too. My father, when he was in the Jehovah's Witness organization, my stepfather that raised me, he was an elder, you know, a big head up the organization. And he committed adultery. My little sister was killed in a car accident, and he lost his mind. He lost his mind. And he did that. And he went right to my mother and he told her, and she forgave him instantly. I mean, it was brutal what happened. It was horrible. My little sister was only 17, and she had run away from home, and they weren't on speaking terms. And could you imagine losing your child when you're in a fight with them? It's the most brutal thing. And they were very hard on him. They were mean to him. They cut him out of the congregation. They literally disfellowshipped him in 5 minutes. They had no compassion. They had no forgiveness, nothing. They cut him out, and no one spoke to him for 2.5 years. And he kept going religiously, just like me. This makes me think of the same thing. I was cut out of my twin's life for 2.5 years. No one's spoken to me, but I keep going religiously. And he did it enough in order to get reinstated, and then he left that organization. But when that happened, he called me, And he was so ashamed. And I said to him, when he told me that he was disfellowshipped, it was like Jesus had fallen off a pedestal. Because I put him on this pedestal. And I've told you guys before that I feel that way about my twin as well. But it isn't meant to put pressure on him. It's just how I see him in my heart. I saw my father that way, and I saw my twin that way. And I still see my father that way, and I still see my twin that way. My father's not speaking to me, and my twin's not speaking to me. Both fell. Both beat themselves up. Both did not forgive themselves. And when I walked away from that organization, I stopped talking to Jesus. And it wasn't his fault. He didn't do anything. Why is it that the one who loves the most is hurt the most? Why is it the one that is only trying to help gets hurt? Why is it that you hurt the ones you love? But when it's pointed out to you and you recognize that, isn't it in your highest good to make sure that you remedy that situation and that you humble yourself? And you say, like I said to Jesus, I'm sorry I walked away. I'm sorry I didn't see you there. I'm sorry I didn't trust you. And like with my twin, I'm sorry that I didn't see that you were there with me this whole time. I know that you have been. And I know it's not your fault. So this has been a very wealthy reading for everyone, I believe. Christina. Christina says, thank you, Sherry. I used to never like my name because of Sabrina the Teenage Witch. I always laughed at. As I got older, I embraced the name. It's a beautiful name. I wasn't Sabrina the Teenage Witch, actually. I was, what was her name? In Bewitched. I was Elizabeth Montgomery. I still look like her. And it's funny, because look at my eyebrow. I just naturally have an eyebrow that goes up like that. I can't even remember. I thought her name was Sabrina, too. So it talks to me about that there's somebody that's like me, that's younger than me, that's also very connected. And we're both in my twin's life. I see that. Okay, so this is your card, Christina. Wow, good Lord. Travel. You find yourself in a transitional situation. You need to focus on who you are becoming as you travel towards your destiny. Now, she's alone in her car as she's traveling, but there's a red car in front that she's following. She's going somewhere. She's following the red car in front. My twin said, somebody said to me last night that the license plate represented a place that meant something to both of us. The T represented, because that was kind of to the side and you couldn't really see it. And then it was GIF, go, I will follow. The place, the T place is where he lives. I know that name of the place. Go, I will follow. And I just don't know where there to go. But it's interesting because here you see the girl and she's following the red car. And so whether you're traveling, go, I will follow, could represent spiritually, right? Keep moving forward on your spiritual path. I will follow you. For you, the red car that's leading you is your passion. What is your soul's passion? Mine is my work, which is wrapped up in my twin and my life, right? My soul's work is my passion. So I follow my passion. And I travel towards my destiny as I follow my passion. So for you, you're in a transitional period. What is your passion? What are you traveling towards? Are you actually moving? I'm showing I'm moving, actually. Are you going to be moving somewhere? Are you going to be traveling with your work? Whatever it is, you need to focus on who you are and what you're becoming, because this is your destiny. That's your message. Isn't it funny how some are really long and some are short? And then joy. I am hot. I'm boiling. I actually feel better right now, though. You know what? I'm sitting out here and I'm kind of listening to my friend Ryan in my head right now. I want you guys to see the doves. Look at the doves. And you know what's so cool about them? Being that it's so bloody hot, they were laughing and they were playing and they were talking to each other. They were talking and dancing in the air. They were literally dancing in the air, and they were. I just said they were smiling, but they were. And it talks about doves represent peace and harmony and prophecy and vision, and soulmate connections, and
it talks about taking a breath and slowing down and relaxing, and they were having fun. So it's the weekend, it's Saturday, you know. Maybe I'm supposed to, I was going to go to the gym and sweat my ass off, but I feel like I've lost 5 pounds just sitting here. I am a chunky monkey right now because I've been eating a lot of whole fats to try and get my adrenal glands, my adrenal back up again. So, I mean, I am. And you know, when you work out, how I always puff up, you know, your muscles kind of plump up. So I'm a chunky monkey right now, not feeling real sexy. But they were having fun. So as you travel towards your destiny, have fun. And like I said to the people that I'm dealing with, these ones that are in these relationships and they're flipping out because the guy's off traveling around, it doesn't mean that I'm supposed to stop my life. It doesn't mean you're supposed to sit down and wait for your life to happen. You're supposed to keep moving forward on your life, and you're supposed to have fun while you're at it, because we don't manifest if we can't have fun. That's why we always are showing the dolphins. The dolphins represent play, and I'm Pleiadian. That's one of my star signs, and the dolphins were brought here by the Pleiades, and the dolphins represent having fun and having fun to manifest. You can't work. We're being told it's time for a vacation. It's time to relax. It's time to put down the work for a little while. My twin is a workaholic. He needs to stop. And that's why I need to stop, because if I stop, then he can stop. If I keep working, then he will too. So I need to do it myself. I need to see him doing, I need to do what I want to see him doing. He needs to stop working, babe. It's not all about money. It's not all about stuff. You're not going to have it all together, you know. It's going to be ice chunks in the water, and nothing, you know, things aren't going to be all figured out and smooth, but we're still supposed to move forward. Okay, the last card. Leanne got missed? No, I read for Leanne. Leanne was... Hold on. I did Joy, then I did Sabrina, then I did Leanne, didn't I? I thought I said Leanne. I know I did Joy, I did Sabrina, I did Sandy, I did Sandy, I did Sabrina, I did Leanne, and I did Joy. And then I just did Christina. I didn't do Leanne? Yes, Joy, I did you. Well, you guys are going to have to go back and read. I did Sandy, Sabrina, Brianna, and Christina. Yes, I did. And now Joy is the last one. You guys are going to have to go back and listen, which is a message to me. I'm going to have to go back and listen. And see, that's what I did. I went back in my dreams and I started listening to what my twin said to me. Right when I said that, the doves flew by again. Because I'm finding things. I'm seeing things now that are connecting to things that happened then. So sometimes we have to go back and listen. And like when I do my my own weekly readings, when I edit them, I go back and I listen, and I see things that I didn't, and I hear things that I didn't originally hear because my higher self was speaking. Oh my God. Same card, Joy. Same card. Okay, somebody's traveling, definitely, because this is ridiculous. So I'm going to do another one because this is Joy's, and I just spoke about it. So we're just getting double confirmation, Joy. You are traveling. We already know that. And you're in that transitional phase. We already know that. Focus on who you're becoming, what it is that you're working on. Your focus is not on what he's doing. Your focus is on what you're doing. Your focus is on where you want to go. You have the tools to manifest what you need. You have the tools. The carpenter gave us the planer. We got the chunk of wood. We have to shape it. God helps those who help themselves. I'm going to pull another one, Joy, because we just got that one. Brianna and Leanna are different. I didn't know that there was Leanna. I said Brianna. My fingers are hurting. So you're going to have to go back and listen to the names. My pinky fingers is hurting. And it's bent. Look at that. That's really weird. I got to figure out what that means. Your pinky finger's bent. It's Leanne. Oh, Leanne. Not Leanna. Well, there's Brianna and Leanne. Yeah. Leanne. All right. I'm going to do it again. I'll do one for Leanne, but I already feel like I'm not going to argue with you guys. Transformation. You struggle with confusion as you move towards your potential. But you need to trust that these changes are going to bring more love and more fulfillment than you ever dreamed possible. You are at the full stage of transformation, about ready to give birth, and you need to relax. She's chilling out. She's got the beautiful sun outside, and she's taking it easy on herself. She's getting a pedicure, she's getting a manicure, she's getting a massage, she's taking a nap, she's laying out on her lanai, she's planting a couple little puttering around. She's doing light work. You're being asked to. The reason I said that, you're puttering out on your patio, you're planting. I planted these petunias. I cleaned up around here. It wasn't heavy work, but it was. I was keeping busy, and as I was doing that, I had epiphanies coming to me. Also, whenever you clean or organize or shift things around, you shift your energy. So, and whenever you're confused about something and you keep hitting it over and over and over, you just get more and more confused. So you need to relax and take your mind off of it. Allow things to kind of lift and flow. Ooh, right when I said that, look at that, the tarp blew out. Give some air to the situation so that there can be movement, there can be movement allowed, so that things can grow and manifest. Look at that beautiful purple petunia. And look at, I have my twin and I, the golden, he's the Black Panther. We're both the Panther, but I did it in gold because we're spiritual. And I've got, look at how I do things. I've got things supported, and it doesn't need support, but that's just a message spiritually. This is the pineal gland. These are crystals. This is an intention. Everything that I do has a reason. And as I go around my patio and I look at all this stuff, it reminds me, it makes me stronger, and it calms me down, and it helps me relax, because there's no reason to be confused. If I don't understand something, let it go. It's not time for me to understand it. It'll come to me when I'm ready, or maybe it'll come to me when I'm not trying so hard. Or maybe sometimes, like I said, my landlord, I got a black eye. It took, 3 days before my landlord said, my accountant, when she went out to leave, she was fumbling with the lights, and she flipped the switch. She didn't realize what she did. Well, his accountant, the person who did his books, was fumbling around, flipping off all the switches, shutting things down, didn't realize what she did. So there was my message. So it may not come in instantly. I knew it was coming, so be patient. No worries. No worries. So maybe go to, I don't know where you live or what the weather is where you're at, but and if you have a little garden, but I keep hearing it's time to spruce up your sacred space. And even though it's this hot, it's very important that I'm out here. I haven't been out here. I thought I was going crazy inside that cocoon, wrapped up in there. And Lily should be outside with me right now, but she's inside in the air conditioning. Of course, that's my twin, so that's why he's inside somewhere, and he should be here with me. But I'm going to be out here. I'm going to enjoy this. There's things that I needed to see. Now look, if I'd done this reading inside, I wouldn't have seen the doves. I wouldn't have seen the ravens. We wouldn't have watched the sheet. Now, isn't that interesting? Think about that. Think about that sheet as the covering over the, in the Wizard of Oz, when the wizard was behind the curtain and he was pulling all the strings, well, the wind came and it blew up that sheet. So there's somebody back there pulling all the strings. Oh, look at you guys. Did you catch that little hummingbird? It might come back. I'm going to have, also, now that this is shaded, I'm going to hang up a hummingbird feeder again in here. That reminds me. But the little hummingbird, when the hummingbird comes up, it represents that you will accomplish what may seem impossible to even yourself, but definitely to others. You will accomplish that. It also talks about lightening up, taking things lightly. Don't take it so heavy. So get out, maybe, Leanne, and if you have a little a sacred space, maybe it's time to spruce it up, change things around. I moved things. I shifted pots around, and I took my hearts. All these hearts are what Spirit gives me. These are confirmation from Spirit that they're with me. Everywhere when I go on my travels, I'm given hearts, and I bring them back. And I bring back staffs too. I have staffs that I walk with. This is my wizard. This is my twins. That's the wizard staff. I have a bear, which represents my twin. I don't know if you guys have seen this. This thing is badass. I saw this when I was up in Kings National Forest, and I saw it from so far away.
And there was a black bear, and he was looking to the left, and Spirit told me, look to the left, and I looked to the left, and I literally saw a black bear running up the hill. So I brought that back home, because the bear represents my twin in hibernation. He is the black bear, and he's got a mama bear that's very protective of him, and I understand that. But guess what? I'm his mama bear too, and I'm very protective of him. I'm trying to figure out what this one means. This means something, but all these things that I collect, and I cleaned up my desk here because I have a bag full of all the moonstones and the rocks from the beach when I was in Moonstone Beach, and I have a bag of the black sand that's filled with the crystals. It's beautiful, and all the little pieces, because I want to do something with my daughter. Maybe I'll ask her today if she wants to build these birdhouses. But everything, there's a reason for everything. This is what I got when I was up in San Simeon. Look at the 3 pine cones. They represent the pineal gland. There's 3, me, myself, and Spirit. Also, me, my twin, myself, and Spirit. This represents the cousins. The cousins that are helping. Or this is the other family that's helping. This represents his family. This is him. This is his brother, and this is me. This is the trickster, the coyote. That you got to think about the coyote. I looked at that and I thought to myself, we got to laugh at our mistakes, and we got to recognize that when the coyote shows up, there's somebody that's pulling a trick, that's doing something. So pay attention to that. This is all of you guys and us. And in the center is geranium. You know why geranium is in the center? Because geranium is a very protective plant. So in the center of that, and also it was my mother's favorite plant. My daughter painted this for me. It's a birdhouse. And it's wisdom, lion. It reminds me of the courage of my convictions, and that I'm strong, and so does that one. And this is my twin, because he's a sea dog, and it's a sea puppy. You can see the seal, right? There's so many things. When I was up in Shark Fin Cove, Shark Fin Cove is where it was, up on the coast, I found this. And again, the 3. Self, higher self, spirit, me, my twin, myself, and spirit. Everything, there's a reason for everything, and when I look at all these things as I tend my garden, I'm reminded of why it's there and what it means for me. I've got everywhere. That's my twin. He is the divine masculine. He's also my happy Buddha. He's a little bit prickly, but he's green and he's beautiful. I'm the butterfly, and so is he. Full transformation we both have. We have to remember to meditate and be at peace with our Buddha. I've got Buddhas everywhere. I've got the fact that I have these, I wondered why. I've never really been into cactuses, but my grandmother was very into cactus, because the cactus is resilient, and it goes through it lives in the desert. It's a little prickly. It represents me, and it represents him. It's a little bit prickly, but we're strong and we can survive. I bought this for my mom as a present, and I got it back. I took it back after she died. My religion is kindness, by the Dalai Lama. Now, all of these things you think about, and then I moved my foo dog. I realized that my foo dog, which is my guardian, was over there. Well, it wasn't doing anything when it wasn't doing its job if it wasn't guarding the door. So I moved it over there. All of these things mean something. This is my twin, the Buddha, the happy Buddha, and the fact that he's of the earth, because he's wood, he's from the forest. I mean, everything means something. These stars, they all light up at night. I don't have to plug them in. They light up on their own. That's another thing to be grateful for. We don't have to plug the stars in at night. This is, it's about being grateful for what we have, that we're given freely. These are things that we have that don't cost anything. The stars light up for us at night. The sun comes up for us during the day. The moon comes up at night. It's all free for us. It's given to us. I've got a lake. So coming outside here and spending a little bit of time in my sacred space, it connects me back to my spirit. It calms me. So this is for you. Maybe you need to do this. Maybe you need to find yourself a space if you don't have one. Or maybe it's time to revamp it and shift things up a little bit and make it happy and peaceful. Right? Got to think, I think what I'm going to do with this, I think I'm going to make a mobile. And I'm going to hang things from it. I think that's what that's for, because it's perfect. And it's very, very light. I just knew I got it for a reason and I wasn't sure. Okay, so what did I say? Hold on. Thank you. Michigan. Hell yeah. Okay. All right. So I think what I said was, did I say I was going to do another one because Joy got travel already? And then I got something. I don't know. I can't remember, but I'm doing one more. So I don't even know who this is for. I have a meditation room, but I need to use it more. Yes, you do. You need to not only use it, you need to change it. Need to change it. I just heard color needs to be infused. Something needs to be different. You need to bring plants into it if they're not there. If you can bring a fountain into it with moving water, the fountain should be facing into the room, not away from the room, because the water represents money, and the money needs to be flowing away. If you guys have fountains, pay attention to your fountains. I feel sorry for anybody who has an infinity pool going that way, because that's money going out the door and over the edge. That's not good. You want your fountains facing in. That's feng shui. The water pouring in is money coming in, wealth coming in, prosperity coming in, knowledge coming in, everything coming in. That's what you want. So if you have a little fountain, I have a beautiful fountain, and it's a fairy castle, and it's too heavy for me to have up here. I'm going to ask my landlord if there's some way I can get it up here. It's so heavy it would break our backs, but if I could get it up here, it would be good. Right now it's empty. It's sitting downstairs on his patio facing out, and it's empty. That's not good, because that's my fairy tale. So I got to figure that out. Hi, Landon. I love you. Landon and I had an issue. I'm going to bring this up right now, okay? Landon assumed something. He told me something in private, in secret, and he thought that he didn't trust me. He thought that I knew something that I didn't know, and it was a misunderstanding, and he was very hurt by it. And he, unfortunately for Landon, it happened right after I got my black eye, right when I was at the gym, furious, pumping iron. I mean, I talked to him all during that. I was literally pushing weights on my legs, like I was doing these, laying down where you push the weights up with your legs, such heavy weight, and I was just like, I was like a bull. And I said to him, I am not in the mood, dude. I am not in the mood. I said, I am absolutely trustworthy. I said, I don't know what you're talking about. It was, clearly you misunderstood something. You tell me something, you can trust me. I'm very, very loyal. I'm very trustworthy with my friends. And if that's not known about me, then you don't know me very well. And we figured it out, and we're good. I said, hey, we're all good in the hood, you and I. It was a misunderstanding, but he's like, God dang, you know what, I'm sorry. He says, I get paranoid sometimes, and I think, and I said, I get it, because remember, just like me, when I got punched, when you get punched, when something hurts you, what takes over is your ego, right? Your ego, your human side, and you're hurt and you react, and sometimes it's not really what it is. And so with Landon, what I'm grateful was that he actually was mad enough to say something to me. He's like, wow, you know what? I thought I could trust you. I could see I was wrong in trusting you. And I'm like, what? Put the brakes on, buddy. But it was good that he, I would rather you yell at me than be in silence and be angry at me. The silent treatment does not solve anything. So it was really good that Landon spoke to me, because we figured it out and we realized, oh, it was a misunderstanding, and we got on board, and we're all good, and I'm not mad at him. I love him. He's an awesome guy. And he reminds me so much of my twin. So don't be embarrassed, Landon, that I just said that. He's probably hung up. Hi. Okay, I'm doing one more card, and this is for everyone, and then I'm going to go. I don't think I've eaten today. I definitely need water. I'm just watching the doves play. They just went by again. I need to play. That's what they're telling me. How interesting. Okay, so obstacle is the word. Challenges may appear insurmountable, but they are not. Your path may be indirect. This is perfect. This is a perfect wrap-up for this entire reading. Your path may be indirect, but it is leading you in the appropriate direction. It's bringing appropriate action. It's bringing clarity to the situation, greater clarity. It is ultimately leading to success, and they want you to trust the process. Now check it out. Remember, we've talked about this before. It's funny because we are our own obstacle. Remember, I kept saying, oh, I can't see. The reflection is on my glasses. I got the reflection. We're covering our own eyes to something. Ignorance is not an excuse. Chosen ignorance is not an excuse. Hiding under the covers is not an excuse. Refusing to see. This is a choice. Oh, wow. Hands on fire, both of them, right now. So that was a hit. Choosing to stay hidden is a choice. Choosing to stay hidden is you are your own obstacle. You are the one who has chosen to stay hidden. So my twin has chosen to stay hidden. That's what they're showing me. He has chosen this. So he is his own obstacle. Yep, fired up again. Okay, babe. That's your choice. You stay hidden if that's what you want. You're not going to get what you desire, what you need, and what's required if you stay hidden. So the path may be indirect. I'm thinking about the spiral, right? The spiral staircase, and you're going up a spiral staircase, and think about climbing up. When you go up like if you're going up the Statue of Liberty, I like that because that represents freedom. So you're going up the Statue of Liberty, right? But it's super tall, and it's hard, and you're tired, and you're going up. You're like, oh my God, feels like you're never gonna get there, And you got to go around and around and around. So if you're going around, and you're on your path on the way up, when you come back around this way, going backwards, like going in the opposite direction, are you going down, or are you going up? Well, clearly you're still ascending, right? You're just gone around. And sometimes when you have these because I've gone to different, what are they called? God, the doves just keep flying by. I love that. That means that's harmony. I love that. Oh God, this hurts. There's a man tending his garden right now. He's watering things. And there goes 2 doves again. Love that. I'm just getting really cool messages. Some of the monuments that you have to go up to, you'll go around on the same level. Like there's one in the Grand Canyon. It's this tower that you go up. It's really super cool, and the view is badass. But when you get to a certain area, it stays on one level. You go around on one level. You don't go up, and then you go up. So it's kind of like an observation tower. Now think about that. So when you're at a place where you're in a stalemate or when you're at a stasis, you're on your observation tower. God, I love my higher self. You're at your observation tower. What is it that maybe you need to look out at something? Are you missing something? Do you need to review something? Do you need to look and see how far you've come? Do you need to check your backpack? Do you need to check your supplies? Do you need to take a drink? Do you need to take a break? What needs to happen when you're at your observation tower? And then when you're ready again to go, you're going to go again, you're going to go up. But you haven't gone backwards. You're constantly moving up. So it may feel that there's an obstacle. Like with my twin and I realize that it feels like we're not going anywhere, but I know we are. I know that we are. I know that whatever's happening right now, we're probably at our observation level right now. And you know what's funny? He's an observer. He's a processor. He likes to observe. He needs to assimilate it and process. It takes him a little while. So that's probably where we're at. He's observing. He's processing. I am also going back over everything that I have assimilated, bringing it in. I'm bringing it back out. I'm looking at it again because remember, Spirit said that maybe we need to look at something again, go back and reread something. Maybe go back and reread your own words. Maybe you said something and you don't realize how it came out. I'm guilty of that. I know that I have said things that I didn't realize that came out of my mouth because at that time I believed it. And now maybe I don't believe it. So maybe look and that brings to mind something else. Our affirmations, I have a God box, right? And in my God box is my intention. So I opened up my God box after the longest time, and I realized that what I put inside of it was I thought it was funny at the time, but then I realized I was manifesting it. It said spiritual gangster, and I thought, I manifested a spiritual gangster, but you know what? I don't want a gangster, so I threw it away. I don't want him to be a gangster. I want him to be spiritual, don't want the gangster, so I threw it out. So is there something that you have written down, or is there something that you've put in your God box that you need to take out and maybe write something new? Do you not have a God box? Do you need to find yourself a beautiful God box? Have you seen my God box? It's gorgeous. Are there affirmations on your refrigerator? I have a refrigerator that's in my studio, and on it I've got everything means something, and maybe it's time to revamp it. Do you have a dream board that needs to be revamped? Do you have things on there? Like I had something on there before that said something about recovering from illness. Well, I don't want to see that on my dream board because in my mind there is no illness. There is no need for recovery. We are recovered. We are healed. So maybe there's something that you need to look at. But whatever it is, the obstacle is an illusion. I saw the other day a purple elephant and a boy riding on the purple elephant, and the elephant is Ganesh, the obstacle remover, and he was riding on the elephant. So he wasn't doing the work. The obstacles were being removed for him. So there is no obstacle, and most of the time, our obstacle is ourself. Just like the carpenter said to me, I was like, help me, where are you, where's my team? I wasn't deserted by my team, they were all there. I had to go to my carpenter, and I had to ask him for help. So sometimes we forget to go to my Archangel Michael and Metatron and Raphael and Jesus and our Father and the other archangels, Jophiel and Gabriel, the messenger. And when you need to move and things are moving right now, Gabriel, we need your help. She's the one who lines it up, right? She's the one who's going to facilitate the move, make things smooth, bring us the money, figure out how to get there, bring us the messages that we need, because she's also the messenger, but she's the one you call on for moves. So for the person who had something about moving and travel, it's Archangel Gabriel that you need to talk to. So have you forgotten to speak to those archangels? Have you forgotten to say thank you? Have you forgotten to say thank you when they do show up and when they give you something? And have you forgotten to close down your channel when you speak? Have you forgotten to say thank you, amen, I appreciate this? Close it down appropriately, like a conversation. Or do you just walk away? If you're talking to somebody on the phone, do you just walk away and not say anything to them? You say, okay, thank you, hang up, right? You need to close your connection down, otherwise your channel's open and all that energy that should be going to other people is still being expended on you. So think about it. It's real stuff. Energy is real. So thank your team. Thank your friends, your physical friends. I thank you guys for being here. You help me. This is why I do this live with you. I realize that this is the most important way to communicate with you guys, is live. I see the messages that you send me. I feel the connection between you, even though we're not physically in each other's presence. The fact that I see your names and I see interaction, it helps me. So I thank you for being here for me. I thank you for bearing with me when I cry, when the channel and the stuff comes through, because I know it's important, but it's embarrassing sometimes. So I thank you guys for that. So are we remembering to say thank you to the people who are there for us and for our friends? And when we talk about these things and we're reminded of people, the girl that got upset with me this morning, my client, she said that she was walking and she found an Indian arrowhead. Well, her and her guy, that was their thing. They used to collect arrowheads. When you have something brought in your path, that is a message to either think about them, contact them, something about them is being brought to you from spirit. So I said to her, maybe you need to reach out to him. He's struggling right now. So when I saw TGIF, JC, I felt like it was my twin saying, thank God it's the weekend. He's had a hard time. So I see him in a shield of protection. I see him and I ask for him to help him. You got to pay attention to the messages that are coming. And when something reminds you of somebody, you're thinking about them. My daughter, I keep thinking about my daughter today, don't I? So I feel like I'm supposed to connect with my daughter. So think about stuff like that. Sorry, it's so dark. I can't quite see the light here. Great idea. Thank you for the reminder. And the elephant always shows up. Yes, because the elephant is Ganesh, the obstacle remover. And we are the obstacle remover. Did you realize that we are the obstacle remover? Do you realize that Ganesh, Buddha, Lakshmi, Ganesh, to me they're all symbols of what we have in us. When I look at my twin and I call him the happy Buddha, he is the happy Buddha. When I look at the lion, I see myself. When I look at the sea dog, the sea dog, because he's a Pisces and he's a dog, which is best friend, loyal, love, unconditional love, I see my twin. Ooh, music just started. That's interesting. How fun. Dancing, moving in harmony, like that. So when you think about the qualities of Lakshmi, that's compassion, gentleness. So when I look at Lakshmi, am I being told that I need to be more compassionate in a certain situation? When I'm looking at the happy Buddha, is that telling me to lighten up, have some fun in the sun? Well, think about when you look at things, what it's telling you. It's there for a reason. Everything's there for a reason. When I see those doves, it talks about, prophetic things. It talks about soulmates. It talks about taking a breath and relaxing. It talks about having fun and playing, right? So pay attention to what comes up. All right, that's it. I love you guys too. That's it. We're done. Music's on. Doesn't that happen when the credits start to roll and the music comes on and the screen's gonna go up? That's the closing music. I always see elephants in the clouds. My twin, also Pisces. Ah. All right, you guys. Love you. Thank you very much. It's wonderful. I'm gonna let you guys take a look out here at my beautiful lake. How fun. He's the only boat. Oh, there's a couple out. Bloody hot, though. I can't go out in my canoe because it's windy. Anyway, isn't it beautiful? Here's my little lanai. I'm going to go get my little baby chicken inside and bring her outside for a little while. So, I'll look at your last few comments. Thank you. Let's have fun now. Yes, let's have fun. Many blessings to everyone. Peace, love, and light.
What does that say?
Have a great day. Yes. Bye, guys.